It is October 4th right now, and I just got back from a whole month of travels 2 days ago. So we're in our like resetting era, trying to figure out our lives, getting back into a routine, that kind of energy. I was out basically the entire month of September. I left LA September 7th and I got back October 2nd. So it's been a whirlwind of a month. If you've been keeping up on YouTube or on Instagram and TikTok, I went to New York for New York Fashion Week. I hosted my own event there and it went really, really well. I'm really content with how it all played out. And then right after that, I went to London with Noemi, and our friend Lexi also joined in. We were there for London Fashion Week for a little bit over a week. And then we went to Paris for Paris Fashion Week. We were there for a week, and then I finally got back home. So I've been everywhere the past month and doing so much, between hosting my own event for Fashion Week to actually attending Fashion Weeks and going to different shows and meeting so many new people. It's been such a crazy month in like the best way possible, but also it's just caused a lot of like reflection and thinking about things and just like feeling like I need a bit of change. So I kind of wanted to chat about it a bit. So firstly, New York Fashion Week recap. I had a really great time hosting my event. I did an exhibition this year rather than a runway, which I saw more and more brands do this year as well, and I really enjoyed the concept of it. I did a poll on my Instagram stories and most of you guys actually enjoyed the exhibition more than the runway. I think there was just much more of a sense of like community and being able to talk to people and meet people and network, and I think that's what a lot of us want to do during fashion weeks, and I think it is a little bit harder to do so at shows unless there's some sort of like before and after vibe at the shows, which is something I experienced at shows that I later went to. In New York, I went to one show for Metafocus, which was actually one of the brands that was also at my exhibition. And for example, at that show, Noemi and I didn't meet a single person because it was very much just like in and out. Like you just get in there, you sit down, you watch the runway, and then you basically get up and leave. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think runways are naturally like that and they're really cool, and I think runways are just like, I don't know, they're such an experience that I love, but it doesn't leave much room for connection, which is why I wanted to do an exhibition so that people could actually chat and meet each other and just hang out, especially because last year when I did New York Fashion Week and I did a runway, I did have a bit of time afterwards for people to kind of like chat and like shop and all of that, and I talked to so many people that day and it filled me with so much joy, and I wanted to be able to have more of that. So being able to have like the 3 hours of chatting with people and getting to meet other people and whatever was really, really fruitful for me, and I think for all the other designers as well. So really enjoyed that. And it was actually really cool because Sophia, who is the creator of Cool Girl Clothes, who was also at my New York Fashion Week exhibition, she started like DMing and emailing all of these big creators to see if anybody would actually show, and a couple of them did, but the main one we were all so excited about was Nikki DeMar. I grew up watching YouTube. Obviously I'm a YouTube girly. I watch YouTube every single day of my life because I love to have it as background noise when I'm like cooking or eating or sewing or whatever it is. I usually have YouTube playing, and I grew up with like the lifestyle YouTubers. Like I loved Bethany Moda. If you watch my very early YouTube videos, you can tell that it's just me replicating her videos. Like I loved her. I love like Alicia and Remy, and I loved Nikki and Gabby and Mia and Lord DIY, and like literally just that whole group of like lifestyle girlies I was obsessed with when I was younger, and most of them I honestly still keep up with because they're just like comfort videos to me now when I watch them. And Nikki actually came to the event, which was really cool because Sophia ended up dressing her and making her a custom outfit, which looked incredible. And I was really obviously just content about her showing up. It meant a lot, but she actually stayed until the very end, to the point where we were like, okay, we need to leave because there's another event right after. Like she stayed past the time of the event because she was having such a great time just like chatting with everybody, which is exactly what I wanted people to feel, and that's exactly what I hoped for. And she obviously was a YouTuber, so she vlogged it. She didn't vlog at the venue at all because she was literally just chatting away the entire time, but she did kind of talk about it afterwards. So I'm gonna put that clip here because I'm just so appreciative of her showing up, but also the fact that she felt so comfortable and was so happy about the event made me feel so happy about my like ability to put on an event like this.
We are going to head to the event and I'll catch up with you guys. Guys, we're on our way back. That was so
literally
much fun.
a blast.
We made so many
And we literally
friends.
stayed like an hour and a half later than we were supposed to, just like talking.
And everybody is so talented. I met so many designers, up and coming designers that like run their thing all by themselves, hand make everything, stitch every little thing. It was really cool to like meet people that are like you.
Yeah, like it was like a creativity like cultivated in the room, like in different fields, but it was like so sick.
Just made like 500 friends.
It was the best.
Hi vlog. Okay, so we got back. As you guys heard, I had the time. I had such a good time. Everybody's so creative. It's empowering and it's inspiring, and the artist life, like I was saying, it's hard. Whether you're a YouTuber, making videos is a craft, an independent artist, or a fashion designer, there's high highs and low lows. It was like a therapy session. Really good energy today.
So that being said, it was a very successful show. I'm really excited about it. A full like more professional recap video is coming soon. I have a couple videographers working on it, but I don't like to rush their process whatsoever, so that's gonna come when it comes, probably within this month, but I'm just very content about it. And then I stayed in New York a couple extra days afterwards to actually like hang out with my friends and do things. So I stayed with Yana and Emma, who are the girls behind Atelier Vendetta, who were also part of my show and just really good friends of mine. And Noemi also stayed with them, so it was us four the whole weekend, which was really fun. And obviously Veronica was also there, and we got to like hang out. We did a photo shoot together the day after the show to shoot all of our pieces, which I also thought was really fun, to kind of just like help each other out and take content and just like be creative together. I think is really cool. So we did all of that. I also ended up speaking at a panel with Refined Shopping, which was really cool, and obviously all my friends also showed up to that, which was really incredible, and I'm just like so grateful for them. And I got to talk to a lot of people, met a lot of people, which was really cool, and I'm just noticing that I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable in those spaces, which is really nice, because I think that for a long time I felt very out of place and very much like imposter syndrome, and I still do for the most part. But I think over the past few weeks I've, you know, been in those type of spaces a lot more, where like I have to like talk to people about what I do and like network and just be a little bit more social in a business way than I usually am. So that was really cool. Great event. I love Refined Shopping. I love working with Larissa. She is wonderful. So that was really fun. And then Noemi and I headed to London, where we then met up with Lexi. And the very first day we got there, like the day we landed, we had an event with TikTok that Noemi was invited to, which was really cool for Fashion Month. And there was so many fashion creators there. Then yeah, London Fashion Week happened. I vlogged the entire thing. So if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to. I'll leave the vlog down below. It's honestly one of my favorite vlogs ever. I've been really trying to get back into like creating vlogs that I really love, because I think I get so in my head about like I need to post so consistently so that like, you know, people don't forget about me. But then sometimes if I post too consistently, the quality isn't as great, and now I'm kind of shifting back towards hopefully doing better quality. Maybe it means less consistently, but it's stuff that I'm more proud of. So that vlog I'm really content about. My Paris vlog that's coming afterwards, I'm also hoping that is a really fun vlog. I'm like working on it right now, which will be the vlog right before this one. Those two fashion weeks were just a whirlwind. I genuinely haven't ever attended a fashion week. Like I don't get invited to things when I go to New York, I just host. So it was my first time like actually really going to events and being the one getting invited and not having to put on the show. And it was honestly really cool to kind of see it from an outsider perspective. I got a lot of inspo for what I want to do for my next shows, of things that I saw went wrong for other people, or things that I saw went really well for other people, and just like getting ideas for myself, which was fun. And obviously met so many people in both London and Paris, and great people at that, which was really fun. So I connected with a lot of people I feel really good about. I made some really great friendships along the way, and I just feel overall very inspired as a creator of like content, as a designer, and just like as a person. I think it's so inspiring to see other people like fulfill their dreams and do things that you also want to do, and be surrounded by people like that is very inspiring. So overall, I'm feeling very inspired after that trip. That being said though, there are a lot of changes that I want to make. Okay, maybe not a lot, that was maybe a little dramatic, but I definitely really loved diving into being more of a content creator over the past 3 weeks. Obviously I couldn't be like sewing or promoting my brand as much in the past like month, so it was really cool to kind of dive into just being like a creator and vlogging and taking pictures and videos and doing that, because that's initially what I started doing, and it's what I love. Like, I've been on YouTube for 10 years now. My 10-year anniversary was October 1st, and I kind of want to just get back into loving it instead of seeing it as like something I have to do for myself to do better in other aspects. Because at the end of the day, like, I love making videos, I love editing things, I love putting things together in like an aesthetic way. I love making it, even if it's just for myself to watch. Like, I find it so satisfying. I don't care if anyone else does or not, like, I'm enjoying it. So it was really nice to tap into that over the past month and just like experiment with like making content and just being more of a content creator rather than like a business owner that makes content about her business. So I really enjoyed that, and that's something I want to dive into more, but not in like a businessy way. Like, of course I would love it for it to make money for me, but also I just enjoy it and I want to just dive into things that I enjoy doing. So if you don't follow me on my personal Instagram and my personal TikTok, you should. And as far as my business, I just feel more inspired to do custom work, which obviously I've been doing a lot of the past year, but it's something I've realized I really do want to tap into a lot more, because I get so like in my head about like producing too many clothes, even though obviously I know I literally don't make that many clothes comparatively to like any big brand ever, but there are so many clothes in the world and it's just like so unnecessary to be making more. But at the same time, like, it's an art form, it's something that I enjoy doing, it's what I love and am passionate about, so I'm not gonna like deprive myself of that for the sake of sustainability necessarily, because at the end of the day, anything we do is going to be unsustainable in some way, shape, or form. Like, you cannot live a perfect 100% carbon footprint free life. So I'm not going to deprive myself of making clothes just because there are so many clothes, but I do think I want to focus on like quality of them over quantity, which I don't think I ever focused on quantity necessarily, but I think more so I want to focus on like quality, like custom pieces, like just things that people are really going to take care of and that people are really going to appreciate, maybe more than like a ready to wear collection that I make. So I don't know, those are just my thoughts for now. If you're wondering why it's so dark, it's like 6 in the morning right now because I'm so jet lagged, so that's why it's dark in here. It should hopefully get light soon, but take you guys along with me for the rest of the day as I try to get my life together and chat about it. So it's only about 9 a.m. at this point, and I've been editing all morning and kind of just answering some emails and things like that. I have a really bad habit of letting emails pile up when I'm out of town, because I'm like, oh, I'm out of town, I don't need to be working. But I was out of town for 3 weeks, so like I can't just not answer, and also like I could answer. Like, it's emails, it's not that deep. But I have a bad habit of just like not answering, so I've been trying to catch up on everything. Honestly, I feel like the past like year has been me trying to catch up on emails, because with all the custom orders that I had and requests and things like that, it was just a lot back to back and I couldn't keep up with the demand. And then as soon as they pile up too much, I get really overwhelmed with it, and the thought of even like checking makes me more overwhelmed, so then it piles up even more. It's a vicious cycle and I'm trying to get myself out of it, so slowly but surely working through it. I already had breakfast like right when I woke up this morning at like 5, but I'm hungry again because it's been 4 hours, so we're gonna have a second breakfast and then we will continue on with the day. Something else that I don't think I mentioned in this vlog yet is that I really want to do more patterns, and I know I've been saying that for a while. I put out 4 patterns at the very beginning of the year, and then I kind of just didn't again because I got so busy making custom orders that I just didn't have time to like do the whole thing. But I really want to get back into them because you guys have really been requesting them, and it's like I might as well give you what you want. So the next one I'm working on is a bodysuit pattern, because I've done so many bodysuits for the Eras tour and it's been so highly requested, and I feel like I finally perfected it. So I sent a few out to some people for them to test try it for their sizes. I got really great feedback from everybody, so I really just have to write up all the instructions and film the video, but filming the video is so daunting now because when I was filming all my other patterns earlier this year, Liron was working at a production company, so she was able to rent out all this equipment for us to use and she helped me with it. But she works at a different company now, so she doesn't have access to that anymore. So now it's back to like my own equipment, which just makes it so much harder because I don't have like all the lights set up and like the right tripod for it and a monitor so I can see what I'm doing. So it just makes it a bit longer of a process, which is why I'm dreading it. But I will get to it, I promise. I just devoured that salad. It was so good. Noemi, Lexi, and I made a salad when we were in London, and I don't usually think about making myself salads at home because there's just like so many ingredients you have to get for it to be like a hearty, like good filling salad. But I've not stopped thinking about that salad we had, so I got myself enough things to make it, and it was so good. I feel like after being in Europe for a few weeks and eating out so much, I just need like a good cleanse in my system because I'm gluten intolerant, so I actually don't really eat gluten at all when I'm home, and any gluten you see me eat is actually probably gluten-free. Like all the pasta I buy is gluten-free. The bagels I have are gluten-free. Like pretty much anything in this household is always gluten-free. So I don't actually have it very often, but obviously when you're in Europe, you're gonna have a croissant here and there and like eat bread because that's what's so good. So I just really needed a cleanse of the system, and this slapped. So it's been a few hours. I did some laundry, had lunch, and then I just like died on my couch for a while because it is that time of the month. It got so delayed with all my travels and stuff, like it always does whenever I switch around on time zones. So I knew it was gonna be coming this week, but I was just not prepared. But at the same time, I'm grateful it didn't happen while I was actually traveling. So, you know, a win is a win, I suppose. But I have an event tonight, which I don't know if I've mentioned that in this vlog already or not. I genuinely don't remember what I've said because I've been awake for so long today. But I have an event with Ridwell tonight, which is a recycling company that recycles like hard to recycle plastics, like really thin films or like light bulbs or like, I don't know, things like that that are a lot harder to recycle. And they're hosting a little event tonight of just like a little talk, a little chat, I think with their CEO. And I was allowed to bring a +1, so I'm bringing my friend Liron. But obviously I haven't seen since I got back to LA, so I'm really excited because we hang out literally almost every day usually. So this is the longest we've been apart in so long, and I miss her, and I have so many things to give her. Because when I was in London, I got her a bunch of books because she's obsessed with Emily Henry, as am I, but like she was the one who got me into it. And apparently all the book covers in the UK are different than the ones in the US, like the cover art is different, and one of them has a different book title as well, like it's slightly different. So she wanted all the UK versions for her collection, so I managed to get all 4 of the Emily Henry books at 3 different locations. The last one I literally got at the airport when we were leaving London to come back to the US. Like it was pure luck that it was the last copy left at the airport. So I'm excited to give those to her and also just like hang and everything. No idea what the event's gonna really be like. Never actually been invited to an influencer event, so I'm really excited to go to one. Though I don't think it's gonna be a big event, I think it's gonna be small. I have no idea if any of my other like sustainable creator friends are going or not. I know Lexi is because we were together when we both got the email, but aside from her, I don't know if any of my other friends are gonna be there or not. So I'm excited to either meet new people or see everybody else. Whatever the case may be, I'm excited. I'm also excited to hopefully fix my jet lag because I'm so out of it. Leron's gonna come pick me up and we're gonna carpool there, so I'm excited for that. I think she's probably coming over soon-ish. She might just come like a little early. Event's at 6 and it's 5 right now. It's in Santa Monica and down on the west side, so it's not too far from me, which is nice. And I'm wearing this little jumpsuit because it is comfy and loose and I feel good in it because I do not want any tight clothes on me right now. So this is the fit check. It's actually hand-me-down for my mom. She got it for herself and then didn't like the way it looked on her and then gave it to me. So thank you, Mom. All right, this is the final fit check. I added my hoops and this necklace, both from Blue Bone Jewelry. Liron should be here any minute now, so I've got all these books for her. The 4 Emily Henry ones. I'll show you guys in case any of you guys have read them and you know what the covers look like. They are actually all different. They're really cute. I almost like these covers better. So here's Beach Read, Happy Place, which was the last one I bought at the airport. Book Lovers and You and Me on Vacation is the UK title, and in the US it's People We Meet on Vacation. So really cute. I got these for her. I've read all of them except for Beach Read, so maybe I'll steal it and just read it. I was gonna read it on the plane and then Lexi and I just watched movies the entire time together, so I didn't end up reading. Then I also have Malibu Rising to give back to her because I read it. It is so incredibly good, so I need to give it back to her because it's her copy. And then I also got her a blind date with a book, which is really cute. I had seen these on socials before, and basically they just give you like a rough summary of what it is and you buy it without opening it, so you don't know what book you're getting until obviously you open to read it. There weren't that many great descriptions honestly, but I really wanted to get her one anyway, so the one that I thought was the most interesting sounding was Escape Plan, Bossy Husband, Rediscovery, New Beginnings, Province. So hopefully it's a good book. I have no clue, but I also got her that, so I have all of these books to give to her today, which is really funny. She should be here any minute, so hopefully I'll be able to vlog the event a bit. I'm not really sure what the vibe is. I've never been to one, so we'll see how much content I'm able to get.
I was flying in today. I'm from Seattle, so we started in Seattle. We're in a bunch of cities, coming to LA soon, and thrilled to be doing that. And when you go through TSA, do you have this in your bag? It leads to lots of questions. So this is something called Hydro Blocks, and so we can turn snack wrappers, chip bags, granola bar wrappers into this stuff in really amazing ways. But TSA hasn't seen this, and so they're going through my bag and like, what is this? And I'm describing, oh, you pour water in it, and the water, channels outward and stuff like that. And what was really cool is other TSA people came by and they're, oh, that's so cool. And the people coming through the line, going to their flight, were like, that's amazing. What is that? And so what I took away from that is there's so much interest and desire in getting rid of things in responsible ways, making landfills a thing of the past. And we've found a way to do that. And what we really, really look for is people to be inspired by that who help spread the word. This was just one little example of there's now 10 people at the Seattle airport who know what this is, and there's other people here. So again, we're thrilled to have all of you. We help people get rid of stuff that they couldn't imagine could be recycled or reused, and we're thrilled to be here and operating soon in the LA market. I have a couple kids. At the time they were 6 and 2. Wow, long time ago. And we had a room in our basement. It was the getting rid of stuff area, so you may have these in your places, but okay, out of sight, out of mind. Get the, gonna go to Goodwill eventually, but let's put it out there, things like that. So I had one of these in my house. And so every weekend, what I did with my oldest son, Owen, was we would pick a category and we would find a partner for it who would reuse or recycle it. And then rather than us take, our little piece of styrofoam 40 minutes away, we decided to see if neighbors had any too. And so we posted on Buy Nothing groups, we posted on Nextdoor, things like that. And so let's see if we can fill our car. And so we did. And then it was another category and another carload and another carload. And so before long, there were 4,500 people in Seattle who were on our little list. We called it Owen's List, that was his name. And so this was back in 2018, got way too big for us to do. And so we decided, how might we and a few others do this at scale? And so that's what led to Ridwell, and there's the box and the bags and the partners, and to be going from little neighborhood pickups in one little part of Seattle to here has been quite the journey. But that's how we began, just trying to solve our own problem and trying to make the world a little bit of a better place, and finding out that no one else was doing that, and there were better ways to do it. There's lots of partners for things that don't need to be thrown out. You just have to figure out how to get them there, and so that's what we focus on. You put your bags in the bin, and then we grab it along with all your neighbors and leave you behind empty ones. And then we bale all these plastics into giant cubes of plastic, And then we have the partner who does this, who's in Pennsylvania. And so they kind of condense it and heat it and then kind of shoot it out of tubes and things like that. And so they create big things like this that then landscapers use to make it so things don't flood.
Look who's back in the vlogs.
Me? Stop the pod. Did you guys miss my friendly run? My friendly run night? It's an event right now.
And then there's Lexi.
You make fun of me for, you'll never believe who I have.
Yeah.
The amount of times I heard, this is my friendly
My friend and I made a summer bucket list.
So I just got back home and it was such a good event. I actually didn't know most of the people that were there. The only other person I knew aside from Lexi was Leah, who is also kind of a recent-ish friend this year. She came to my clothing swap earlier this year. We've been mutuals for a while, and she also came to my New York Fashion Week show in New York. She also happened to be there. She's lovely. She also had me on her podcast sometime this year, so we've been seeing each other a little bit more this year, and she's so lovely. I need to like actually hang out with her more often, just like as friends outside of like any sort of business thing. But yeah, she was there with her boyfriend who was also at my New York Fashion Week show, so I'd already met them. They were lovely. The Ridwell team was so lovely. I got a few clips of the CEO kind of talking about Ridwell and how it came to be and all the things, and it's truly such an incredible company, and I really hope that they're able to expand and get approved in all these different cities, because they are doing the Lord's work, truly. Like, separating plastics is the one thing that is causing us to never be able to recycle most of the stuff, because people just don't know how to recycle things properly, and they are literally helping so much in that. So it was just really cool to be in that kind of space. It was also just fun to hang out with Lebron, see Lexi again, and just hang. But I am exhausted. I am still very jet lagged, so I'll be getting ready to go to bed.